Patience, 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 I would say in this video. Key tier from Kwon the Hoops. If this is your first time coming across the channel, please click that like and subscribe button below. It would be appreciated. We're 16 away from that 19k, so if you're a newbie, be a legend, click it. I'm going to say it out straight with Celtic fans. Yes, the transfer window is open. Yes, we're linked with a host of names. Like every single summer, like every single January, we want players in. We want to boost the squad. We want to spend some money. And I can understand that because the money's at our disposal. We want to build this team stronger and stronger. We want to compete in the Champions League. We want to wipe domestic football clean, get the treble. And it doesn't always work like that, folks. Because players, when you're looking at, it's not as simple. Oh, do you want to sign for us? Yeah, grand, no problem. Deal's dusted and that's it. Subject to medical, personal terms, if they have family members that are coming with them, international clearance, incentives, sell-on clauses, buy-on clauses, all that malarkey is involved. Agent fees as well. And what I would say is some Celtic fans have been commenting on my channel saying underwhelming this, underwhelming that. Hold on a minute. The transfer window doesn't close till the 4th of September. Yes, we have crucial Champions League playoff qualifiers to play. And look, we want to start the season well. Our first game is against St Mirren at home on Flag Day. It will be on the 3rd of August. We're not the opening fixture for the Scottish Premiership. That will more likely go on the Saturday to Rangers away to Motherwell at Fair Park. But look, it was the same last season. We played Kilmarnock on the Sunday and we wiped the floor. And I know some people are moaning about the fix, especially the fans who are going to the stadium would rather the football on the Saturday instead of the Sunday. Just suck it up, get on with it. You're going to go. You're going to watch the champions play. You're going to see the presentation of the trophy coming out to kick off the campaign. That flag being revealed as well. But we're going to talk about players that are linked with us. First of all, we have been linked with a Norwegian winger over the last 7 months. Sondre Ørjasæter. Sondre Ørjasæter plays for SARPSBORG in the Norwegian league. He's played over 30 games last campaign and scored 6 goals. And he's been capped for the under-21s for Norway as well. Reports coming from Norway and the Netherlands that PSV Eindhoven are interested to sign this guy. Now, reportedly, he's worth around 7 million quid, and they're willing to put a bid in that could go up to 11 million euros for this winger. Now, when we went in from the last time, it was progressing and the deal fell through back in January. He came out and spoke to the media saying he wasn't ready for a move away from his family, his friends and the team. He wanted to mature. But this is a guy that's a very promising talent. He's been scouted by Lille as well. And Celtic have been keeping tabs on this guy. I think this ship is going to stay with him as much as we've inquired 2 or 3 times regards to this player. I think our focus should be on Benjamin Nygren. Benjamin Nygren, as I've said this in this channel, for the last 10 days, he's been linked with a move to Celtic from Nygren in Denmark. Left footer can play in that number 10 role, which we desperately need a more established player for that number 10 role. Arne Ingels, he's good in the middle of the trenches, but in regards to attacking philosophy, not the greatest just yet. I think he will develop. Rio Atate is not bad at pushing up the field, but we haven't replaced Matt O'Reilly in that fold. So if we get Benjamin Nygren in, you can play on the right, preferably to where he plays most of his trade, or playing that number 10 role. We're looking at just under £2 million for the 23-year-old Swede. And as I said this already in the channel, I'll repeat what I say. Good bit of business. I think we have a promising player there. If he comes in and he's the replacement for Kwon, if Niklas Kwon does leave Celtic for a Premier League team or a German Bundesliga team, the price has to be right. I think there's bags of talent with Niklas Kwon. Bags of talent, but it's the mentality with him that we need to get. We need to get him to the player that he was last season, the way he kicked off in pre-season, went into the campaign, scored in the Champions League, scoring goals for fun in the first half of the season. It's having that mentality. And if a player like that is getting whispered in one ear from his agent that there's clubs interested like Fulham's and Brentford's and Newcastle's, and even if it's his former club Red Bull Leipzig, or if it's a club in Bundesliga, his mentality is going to drop. And this is the problem with, we need to understand that some of these players that we bring in, even if we sign them for 3 million, they're using Celtic as a stepping stone so they can progress their career and move on to bigger and better things they think in their lives. It doesn't always work like that, as we know. Look at Kyogo. Kyogo's on the verge of joining Birmingham City, a team that's only promoted back to the championship this coming season. And I think with Kyogo going there with the Japanese link of Tomoki Iwata, which Celtic should never got rid of, I think it's a good bit of business for Kyogo. At the end of the day, he's going to be 31 this year. And going to Rennes, he was promised the sun and the stars. 2 games in, the manager that wanted him got the sack. They finished in the bottom half of the table in the French league, and he never scored a goal for them in 6 appearances. So there is a bit of sympathy there for Kyogo, but at the same time, when you do get a new agent, he's going to try to get you to move so he can make money over. And he wanted to push his career for the Japanese side as well. The Japanese side. So what I say about Kyogo is, I hope he goes to the championship, rips it up down there. He probably won't get back into the Japanese team for this coming World Cup, but I wish him the very best. I think it's a good move for him. I know some fans in the comments will say, well, his career is going downwards and downwards. Birmingham are a decent club. They're nowhere near the stature of Glasgow Celtic, but they're playing in a really good league, the Championship, very unpredictable. Good bit of quality in that league, and I wish him the best. Once he's playing first team football and he's playing with a former teammate and he's bringing a bit of success, all means suits Kyogo. But regards to players, the striker position as well, folks. Callum Osmand was reportedly up at Lennoxtown on Thursday night. He was to finalise his deal to Celtic. But yesterday, I had a look at his Instagram. He was putting a post of him doing a bit of shooting practice in his Fulham shorts. So what is going on with this? He's 19 years of age. He scored 10 goals in 17 appearances last season for the Fulham youth team. Are we getting this guy over the line? Hopefully over the next couple of days. I still really believe that we should be getting another striker in. Am I that confident in either? Out of a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably say a 6. Yeah, he scored 20 goals last season, but look at the spell that he didn't score. I think Ida is not the ideal starter for Celtic. He's more a super sub. And if it comes to a case that Days Maeda is going to be the number 1 choice striker in that role, happy days. It means that when Jota comes back, and if we keep Kwon and Benjamin Nygren comes in as well, we have ammunition on the wings. And on top of that, we'll have Yang and James Forrest there as well. But Dazen can play through the middle. He plays through the middle for Japan anyway. We've seen it in World Cups as well, and Asia Cups. So I think Dazen Maeda, a full faith in that he can do a better job than Adam Ida. Some games will suit Adam Ida because he's more physical and he's better in the air. But Dazen Maeda is more sharper. He has that pace. He has that finishing. He's just a workhorse, completely different to what Ida offers as well. So we've been linked with Kavistagaard and we've been linked with Evan Ferguson. I can't see Celtic getting Evan Ferguson, folks. Let's be honest. He's on 30 grand a week at Brighton. There's been talks of clubs like Everton's been interested as well. I know we're the favourites to land them, but I can't see it happening, to be honest, which is Evan Ferguson wouldn't be a bad show, but I'd only take him on a loan move. I wouldn't take him on a permanent move, to be honest, which is because in case it comes out like another Adam Ida. So that's the reason why. Look, Adam Ida could turn it around, but I just feel right now he's not a starter in my eyes. He's more a super sub. And look at that 4-6 months at Celtic. He didn't start a lot of games. Came off the bench and scored crucial goals. And hopefully Adam Ida can get it together this season. He'll have a full pre-season under his belt, and that'll be the most important thing. Regards to left back, we were linked with Josh Doig previously, who's playing in Serie B, and the door is still open for Greg Taylor. There's been reports over the last 2 weeks that FC Copenhagen were interested in him. PAC in Greece have been interested in him. They've actually signed a former player of ours, John Joe Kenny, that we got on loan from Everton back in 2020. He's at 2021. He's joined the Greek team PAC, and Greg Taylor, if we can get him back in as a backup, which he probably wants to play first team football and a more competitive salary for what he was previously on a Celtic. We'll see what happens with him. At the end of the day, Craig Taylor's been a phenomenal servant at Celtic. But if he can be a second choice left back, we're not going to guarantee that Kieran Tierney is going to play a full 50 games a season. Let's be honest, his injury record's not the greatest. Yes, he done well for Arsenal in the term of the new year, but I would try our best to get Greg Taylor back. Brendan Rodgers is a fan of Greg Taylor. The fans are on his side with Greg Taylor. He knows the club inside out. And if he doesn't get a move over the next couple of weeks, Celtic should just inquire. There's a small chance we can get him back. Look at his family are in Scotland. He's played for the club since 2019. I would take Greg Taylor back. If not, let's put a decent fee in the Serie B side San Solo for Josh Dyke, 23 years of age. Wasn't a bad player at Hibs. Why not? He's gone over there and learned trade in Italy, so it'll be interesting. But regards to players leaving, we're looking at another player that could be leaving Celtic. A guy that's never played in the competitive game is Kwon. Now, Kwon had a spell at St Mirren 2 seasons ago, from January into the end of the season, and then he had a spell at Hibs last season, which he played 22 games for the Hibees. Kwon reports that Austria Vienna want him. Austria Wien, as you want to call it that way, from the Austrian Bundesliga. I don't know how much the fee would be. They're keen to sign him. Let him go. He's 24 years of age. Hasn't worked out for him at Celtic. Never played a competitive game. We really need to get a defensive midfielder in. I think I'd be extremely disappointed if Celtic don't go on the market and get a decent defensive midfielder in before these Champions League qualifiers, which will be in the middle of August. We need to strengthen that position. I really believe as well we need to strengthen centre back. Up front, we've already got a goalkeeper in. We've Kasper in, we have Sansalo in there, and then we also have Ross Doohan in there as well, and we have Toby as well. So there is good goalkeepers at our disposal. It's strengthening the team the right way. We definitely need another left back. Some people might say we need another right back to cover for Alistair Johnson. Yes, we have Ralston there, but I'd rather have three right backs than only have two right backs. You need to have more quality in that squad, folks. You need to move forward. At the end of the day, some of these players last year were checked out halfway through the season. And what if it happens this season where we have a manager where his contract's still up for question halfway through a season, and we're cruising the league, and then the mentality drops from the manager, the mentality drops from the players. And I know that sounds crazy from in Brendan Rodgers' perspective, but if his contract's not renewed within the next couple of months, Premier League teams will be sniffing around. You know, by October, November, you'll have teams sniffing around for Brendan Rodgers, because you know that crucial first 10 games, if you don't get off to a high, they start sacking managers, and that's how it works in football. It's a result business. So that's really it for me today. Regards to the derby games, we're playing Rangers on the 31st of August. It's a Sunday, and then we'll play, that's at Ibrox, and then the Celtic Park fixture is on the 3rd of January, which is a Saturday, and then we're playing them again on the 28th of February as well. It's an earlier fixture than normal. Usually play them in March or April, but it's just the way Sky Sports are working this out. And also on top of that as well, the World Cup's around the corner, so the season starts earlier, finishes earlier as well. So I'll leave it there. Hail, have a good one, folks. Take care.